What I'm exploring is what gives life meaning. In real life and on the internet, I find many people are unhappy, and for a good reason. They have no meaning in their life. They know that something is missing, something important, but hardly ever can they identify what is missing. I think that we are missing multiple things and not simply one. In the past, people had much of the things that we are now missing. However, they were missing many of the things we take for granted: health, long life, plentiful food, and constant pleasure in the form of countless types of entertainment. Think how, if you went back in time, even 100 years, how would you explain your life and your experiences? That you can fly, that you heat food in 5 minutes, that you know what the Amazon looks like because you've either been there or you've seen it in colour on your television. But by gaining all of those things, we have had to make sacrifices, something that we often refuse to acknowledge, because to do so might make what we have gained not seem so important. It might even make us wonder if this thing we always thought was manna from heaven, something that was free, was in reality quite costly. I've heard it said that the cemetery is filled with men who were once indispensable, and it's true. None of us are irreplaceable, even if we are wanted and needed. However, life is that thing that occurs between the cradle and the grave, a time of action and possibilities. Much of it is repetitive, and we like it that way. The same people walking the same streets, doing the same things. It gives us comfort. It marks our place in life. But so much of our lives seems unimportant. Does it really matter if I turn up to work on time? Is it important? If you open the store, it might be. What about if there are 100 other people all starting work at the same time? Many people do things because they're a habit or expected of them, not because they are important. Feeding a baby is important. It's dull and repetitive and still important. In this context, importance means if it wasn't done, would it really matter? Administration is important. However, after a certain point, it loses all importance. How much of our life is like that? Let me put it another way. A peasant 1,000 years ago knew that he had to work, or he and his family went hungry, maybe even died. He had to defend his family from violence. He couldn't call the police or the army because he was the police and the army. His life was hard. It was harsh. And more hard work was followed by some more hard work. But his life had meaning. Everything he did was important. What is important in our life? To be fair, he didn't do all those things by himself. He had quite a bit of help. He had religion, family, work. He was needed. He was wanted. He achieved objectives. He belonged. Every one of those things is important. Today, many are quick to reject religion, to say that we don't need it or that we're too sophisticated. People need more than just religion, to be sure. However, it seems to fill 4 holes that people often have and don't realize. One is it fills in many intellectual conundrums that people have. You are not the first to ask the question, and many great thinkers have gone before you. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already been invented. 2, it provides emotional support. Again, it provides answers to questions, and it provides a community of mutual support. Thirdly, it answers the spiritual void that many experience. Too often, our modern life tells us that we have no spiritual life, but we do, and we need to accept that we do. Fourth, it provides limitations on our actions and behaviours. Modern life is liberal, and liberalism says that we should be free to do as we please. However, that's not human nature. Our true nature rebels at such freedom. We cannot handle it. Here, what we want to know about our own limitations, and we want help. We need husbands and wives respectively. We need children. We need purpose and continuance. We need to pass on our life to another. Family is the past, the present, and the future. Without it, we are diminished. Without it, life loses its luster. Without family, we are left without love. And without love, life loses much of its meaning. Work occupies our hands and our minds. Meaningful work also occupies our soul. It fills our time and gives us a purpose. It is more than simply money, although most of us do work for money. We need to be needed. We need to know that our existence is important to others, that we serve a purpose. We also want to be wanted. But if we are not achieving things, then we can feel that life lacks meaning. We need to affect things to see some progress. Without achievements, we feel as if our life is standing still and that we do not matter. In truth, we want to matter, even if in some small way. Lastly, but not least by any means, is belonging. We need a place that we fit. We need a home, and we need others to accept that we belong. Family, friends, neighbours, countrymen, we need them all to belong. We need communities just as we need our nation. For life to have meaning, we need to fill as many of these as we can, because we do not, we wander through life filled with holes.